Hello and welcome back to my tech farm. This is the second part of my review of Snapmaker's A350T 3-in-1 machine. And in this video I will test it more with 3D printing, but inside the enclosure, because it is very cold here and my biggest problem was the heating of the bed was very slow, and the enclosure will help with this. And this is not just a piece of acrylic and frame, because it is connected to the machine and it has LED lights, exhaust fan, sensor for the door, which may be very useful from the safety reason. I will not use it too often, but imagine, I don't know, if there is some child or something like that, it opens the door, the machine will stop the current operation, which may be the printing or CNC or laser engraving. So the advantage of this enclosure with 3D printing, according to the website, it will reduce the noise, which I will measure. It will give more stable temperature inside, which is very useful for printing ABS. I will test it too. I'm not sure if I will success, because the maximum temperature of the bed is only 80 degrees Celsius, but I will give it a try. And also ABS has some toxic fumes, so it will be collected in that enclosure, and with the exhaust fan it can go out to the window. With the laser engraving, so these acrylic panels give some safety too, and with the CNC it collects the dust and also reduces the noise. Before you buy the enclosure too, pay attention to the size. It is very big. For example, in my case, this desk is 600 millimeters long and the enclosure requires 820 millimeters. I'm not sure if it can hang down from it, or maybe I have to rotate it 90 degrees. I will see, but definitely first check if you already have the space for it. The user manual for the enclosure is great, but it has 34 steps, so I will not show you completely detailed assembling process. But if you don't want to use the manual, there is also great animation on Snapmaker's official YouTube channel. I will just show you some time lapses of the assembling. First, I'm preparing the alloy extrusions, and these are not standard 20 by 20 or similar alloy extrusions. They are separately manufactured for this enclosure. Here you can see the LED lights. This is the connector, all wires goes here, and you can see all frames are labeled. A small issue I noticed, so these are the bags from the assembling of the machine, and these are the bags for the enclosure, but these are not labeled anymore, so I have to measure them to find which I have to use. I'm preparing the bottom frame. It is important to do it on a flat surface, and then installing the screen holder. Pre-installing the vertical beams. I'm not tightening these bolts yet. Next is preparing the top frame, also important on the flat surface. In that case, bigger chance that it will be squared. And then I can place it on the bottom frame and I can tighten all those bolts which I only pre-installed. Preparing the back panel, installing the exhaust fan, and installing the panel to the frame with the 10 bolts. Doing some cable management and wiring. Installing the frame, placing on the printer. And then preparing the side door. And same process installing the front doors. Doing some testing. Next step is the side panel. Now it already requires 820 millimeters in this direction. And I have to attach this spool holder here, which will take additional maybe 150 millimeters. So definitely I don't like this solution, and it will be very strange filament pad. So here almost 90 degrees it has to go in. I think I will try to attach it inside, but a little bit lower. I think it will be okay now. Another advantage if filament is inside the enclosure, that it will absorb less moisture, because here we have a drier environment. And final step is preparing and installing the top panel, and it will be holded with the 12 bolts and connecting the power cable, and it's almost ready. Well, using of this sliding door needs a little bit practicing, because I have to pull it in the middle, and this is very huge. So as I mentioned earlier, pay attention to the size if you have enough on your desk. And I don't like the solution that the spool holder is outside. Now using this USB disk is also much harder now, so definitely I would recommend you to use Wi-Fi connection. Outdated model, but I already updated it. It's updating the controller. Complete. It's a little bit hard to see, but after the homing it's on the maximal Z coordinate, and it looks like this position of the spool will be okay. Maybe we can see a little bit more from the side door. In part 1 I presented it with the Snapmaker Luban slicer, but I also want to test it with the Ultimaker Cura, and it is good to see that it is supported by default. And the only one thing I'm changing here from the default settings, a retraction from 5 to 1 mm, because this is direct drive extruder, no need for 5 mm retraction. Before I start printing I have to fix this problem. I have a big gap because the enclosure is bigger than my desk, and I will use this black foam which was in the package actually. I will attach it from the bottom, and same on the back side. And it's ready for printing. And I want to print the calibration cube which I prepared in the Cura. I saw a solution on Facebook that somebody used USB extender. In that case he can plug the USB drive outside of the enclosure. I measured the temperature and the humidity inside on this thermometer. Okay, so this is the disadvantage of the position of the spool inside. I think the best place for the spool would be on the top of the enclosure, somewhere here, placing some wood, because this plexiglass is not so strong. And the only critical point is I have to drill somewhere in the center the hole for the filament. There is a danger that this glass will crack. Load. And the color is changed. This is enclosure fan, LED lights. There is no disabling sensor of the door. Maybe with the 3D printing it's already disabled. I'm not sure because I don't need it. Files, USB, calibration cube, and this time I don't have a preview if I use the Cura. Currently the temperature inside the enclosure is 16 degrees Celsius and 50% relative humidity. And let's record the heating time-lapse. And this time it is a little bit faster, but definitely not enough fast. Approximately 7 minutes, if I remember correctly. This was faster now, but here you can see the numbers. Looks like the start is okay, but big disadvantage of the enclosure that we cannot see so nicely the printing. I believe that on camera it is not so good as in a live view, but it's not so perfect like without the enclosure. But the start is good so far. Printing is at 65%, all fans are working now. Let's measure the noise. I will check the numbers later. The distance is exactly half meters from the closest point of the hot end, but I think approximately 5 or 6 decibels it is quieter inside the enclosure. And here you can see the temperature inside this room. The spool holder works fine, but not perfect solution for it, so definitely much better is on the top of the enclosure. And after exactly half hours of printing, the temperature inside the enclosure is approximately 22 degrees Celsius and 40% relative humidity. But of course I wouldn't print PLA inside the enclosure, but here it is very cold now. More interesting will be the printing with the ABS. Printing is finished and I can see the spool unrolled a little bit again, so definitely not perfect solution for it. 40%. Oh, great. It looks great, only I can see some vertical lines here along the Y and the X axis. Usually I can see this kind of lines along the Z axis, but don't forget here we have the lead screws along the X and Y axis too. No preview, but my next printing will be in spiral or raise mode. This file is also prepared in Cura slicer because I want to check this. Some printers have problem with this kind of printing. Again, I'm fixing the unrolled filament. Not good position for the spool. Sort of this Christmas tree is okay, it will have a hole inside so I can place some LED light. Start of the printing was much faster now, of course, because a few minutes ago I finished this calibration cube. I think a big problem with this heating bed is that it is mounted to the metallic holder, which will act like a heatsink, and it's also from metal. Maybe a solution, very simple solution, would be to place some, I don't know, at least some Kapton tape on the heating plate. And in that case we don't have a direct contact of the heated bed and this metallic holder. Of course it is important to have the constant thickness, but I don't know, I think this needs some better solution. When it's heated it is fine now, because you can see it works good. On the first look it's okay, I cannot see any breakings in the printing, but I will analyze it later when it's finished. The tree is almost finished. The temperature went up to 25 degrees Celsius, but don't forget, here I have the 12 degrees Celsius in the room temperature. Printing is finished and let's see the results. And this Christmas tree looks great. Perfect surface, there are no spots or any signs of the problems printing in spiral mode. Now I'm replacing the filament because I want to print something from ABS. Unload. Okay, not with this one. It will be clear like ABS. This is a little bit smaller spool. Cleaning the bed, it doesn't probably alcohol, so there will be no excuses that it doesn't stick. And now let's measure the heating time. Approximately 10 minutes ago it finished that Christmas tree, so the bed cooled down maybe to 30 degrees Celsius or something like that, but even now heating up to 80 degrees Celsius, you will see, needed more than 13 minutes. Only now after 13.5 minutes it started with the printing. The brim is printed, now it's printing the first layer and it looks okay so far. We will see if we have some warping or not. Currently inside the enclosure it is 22.7 degrees Celsius and 37 is the relative humidity. Printing is finished. And the temperature inside the enclosure was 27 degrees Celsius and 30% relative humidity. Enclosure exhaust fan. I can hear it's working, but it's not connected to my window. Quick check of the bed adhesion until it's hot. It's great. So it looks like 80 degrees Celsius is enough if you can wait for the heating. I noticed one interesting thing. I will mark here this filament and I will hit unload. And first it goes in a little bit and then goes out. That's exactly what I do when I'm doing the manual filament change. So a small solution, I never saw something like this on any other printer. It's time to remove the object now. It sticks very good. I mean, this is ABS, but 80 degrees Celsius is enough. I have to remove the brim and object is ready. These are just doorstop hooks. The existing ones are from PLA. On winter it is fine, but on summer they deform. So that's why I need them from ABS. And conclusions for this video. Well, it is not cheap, but this enclosure has a great quality. And don't forget, so these glasses will filter the laser too. The assembling time, I think it took me more time than assembling the printer itself. I really don't like the solution that the spool holder must be outside, so Inside it looks okay, but it needs some kind of filament guide. I saw a solution that somebody mount on the top of the enclosure. Only in that case we have to drill a hole to this glass. I'm afraid that it will crack, or I don't have experience drilling plexiglasses. For 3D printing, so definitely yes, in all three cases it helps. So it reduces the noise, it makes the ABS printing possible. Until outside here it is 12 degrees Celsius, inside it was 27, and you saw I had a successful ABS printing. 80 degrees Celsius doesn't sound much, but it is enough for ABS. It sticks very good, only we have to wait a lot until it heats up to 80 degrees Celsius, even inside the enclosure. About those toxic fumes, yes, it helps, but it is not completely sealed. I can see a lot of gaps around the screen, here in the corners, but most of the fumes are inside, and at the end I can turn on the fan and it will blow out the air outside through the window. And this is end of part 2, and in part 3 I will see if I will separate it, but I will test it from the aspect of the laser engraving and from the CNC routing. I hope you will follow me to that video too. Thank you for watching and happy printing. And it looks great in the night, let me show you.